Okay, I'm starting the assignment, Battle of Monsters. Let's open the project. One second. Here it is. Okay, we have API, we have API test, and we have library repository. So we have to do the extended controllers. Don't touch the other ones. So let's start with monster extended controller. Let's see. So we have repository and we have get all and update. So let's do these methods. I will add a constructor. To have repository sent there. Dependency injection here. And now let's work on get all. Get all will have all the monsters, and it's a synchronous method, so we'll have to use a wait here to work correctly, and we'll send monsters as a result. And let's see, update. So we'll create a new monster object. Actually, it should not be a new one. We should find this is existing one. So we'll find it by its ID. Of course, we have to use await as well. And if we don't find it, then we return not found. If we find, if we do, then we just update all the properties. To the values from the monster object sent to this method. So it will be defense, HP, and speed. After that, we have to save. update will return no content. That makes sense. Okay, so this controller now has functionality. Let's check the battle extended controller, and this one should have a remove. We will see if we need add, or we can use we can create our own method for that. Let's do remove for now, and let's see what we have. We have repository property. We don't have constructor, so let's do the constructor, and it will have repository and inject it again. So now we can do remove. First we have to check actually it's battle. We have to check if this battle actually exists. So and then if it exists, then we can just remove it. Okay, and oops, and of course we have to save the changes. And for remove we'll return no content. So this is done. Let's see what else. Let's see what we should have some to do anywhere where we have to do something. So we have battle extended controller tests, monster extended controller tests, and monster extended mappings. Let's see what's there. See this file, and we have just monster mapping. I see it. It sets the required properties, so we will do the same thing here. I think all of the properties supposed to be required, starting with ID, and then just all of them I would set. So the name and attack, defense, HP, and speed. Alright, so this one is done. We don't have to. Now we have to worry about the tests. Let's open the extended controllers in API tests. We'll start with monsters, and it's testing import CSV, and we don't have functionality yet for import CSV. So let's create the method here to do import CSV. Will be asynchronous. Method import CSV, and it will take the file and add all the monsters from that file into our repository. So let's go through that file. Let's create a list of monsters. And let's see. So at the end, we'll have to loop through this list. And add each monster. Into repository, and then we'll have to save. And we will have to return the monsters. But before all of this, we'll have to read the file and to get all the monsters from the file into our list of monsters. So let's do it here using fstreamreader. This is wrong syntaxes. This one should be right. Okay, so we got this now. In here we'll get a list of strings. We'll call it lines as new list of string. And we'll go through our stream reader and get new read the line into a string, and then we'll add this line into our list of strings lines. So after going through the loop, we'll have all the lines. Now let's check if no lines returned, then have to return a bad request. We'll call it empty file. And in case this doesn't happen, I will go next, and we'll have to check the headers. Headers are in the first line. So the correct headers should be ID, name, attack, defense. I think I missed double quote. HP and speed. And our fields will be the first line splitted by comma, and we'll get a string, remove spaces, and then we'll have two array. So now we have to check if any of the headers is not in the fields, and any of the fields is not in the headers. So let's use for each. Then we return bad headers. And of course, we'll do the other way around as well. To check and also bad headers. So if everything is good, we'll have to go through the lines, starting with the second line. And we'll split it by comma. It will also be array of strings. By comma, and we remove the spaces and to array. First of all, we have to make sure that there are 6 fields. Supposed to be at least 6. If less, then we return bad data. And if everything is okay, then we'll have to validate if most of the fields except for the name are integers. and we'll check everything except for the name, which is field number 1. The other ones we'll have to check to be valid integer. This one will go to attack. This one to defense, HP, and speed. So if any of them is not integer, then we return bad data. If they all are good, we'll create a new monster object. And put the data in it. HP and speed. And then this monster can be added to our list of monsters. And this way we'll have a list. And this has to be valid. Let's just do a build and check if we don't cause any issues here. It was the largest function so far. Import CS3, and then we can try to build tests on that function. Okay, great. Let's try the tests. So to test, we need the function to create CSV. Based on a string. So we'll get bytes from the string. And then we'll get a stream. It will be a memory stream. Based on these bytes. And then after that, we'll return the file. And it will use our stream and 0 and bytes length, but it's not done. We'll call it file. And the name would be test CSV. Okay. So now having this functionality, we'll actually implement tests. First one should be successful test. So we'll create some mark repo. and some mock monster repo. Monster repository, and repo, not exactly, the mock repo. Will return this mock monster repo that we created. And now let's create a controller to have access to our controller methods. And after that, let's call import CSV. And we don't have file. Okay, let's create file. So to create file, we need some data. And so let's create, will be ID, name, attack, defense, HP, speed, and then we'll have a new line, and we'll have the actual data. And then let's create a file. Based on this, and then import CSV just that, and we have to return success in this case. Okay. The sync method lacks await. Okay. Yep. That's good. Yeah, this is a synchronous method, and we didn't. Now we use await. Okay. Okay, great. Pretty much similar functionality we can use for other tests where we should have bad request, non-existent monster, and non-existent column. But it should return a bad request. Okay. So non-existent column will be, instead of attack, we'll put something else. And so we expect a bad request. And also similar we'll do for this one. non-existent monster, so we'll put some string instead of number. So we have tests for monsters. Let's try to run these tests. See if it runs successfully. Okay, we built. Now let's run tests. It's 22 of them, but we only now worry about monster tests. I did not do anything for battle tests yet. I don't even create a battle of monsters. The method for that. Okay. So let's see what we have. Monster tests are good. Battle tests. We're going to start to work on them. It's so many. It's 8 of them. Okay. So that's good. Okay. Let's open the battle tests here. So it's this tests around starting battle, and we don't have that functionality yet. But some of them is removed. So let's start with remove tests. Or we can start with writing the battle. Let's write the actual battle first. Okay. Okay, so this function will take the battle object, and battle is supposed to have monsters in it. So let's try to find the monsters. And let's see, battle monster A. And of course it's asynchronous, so let's not forget to wait. So we'll get both monsters here. Let's try to figure out who is attacker and who is defender first. So if first we compare speed and then attack if speed is equal monster B. And of course defender will be monster B. In this case, if else If less, then it's opposite. And if else, here means their speed are equal. Now we compare the attack. And we'll use more or equal because we don't have more parameters to compare and we need to find out who attacking first, and so we'll just use more or equal, and if else, then we just do this. Okay, so in this we should be able to find out who attack, who defend. Okay, and then we have to see HP for both of them. To use in our battle, because battle will end when HP of one of them will become 0 or less. Okay, and now we'll have a loop. Let's save it just in case. So in that loop, we have to see the damage. What is the damage? It will be attacker, attack, minus defender, defense. And if damage less or equal 0, we're still going to do some damage, which is going to be 1. And so if defender is monster B, then HPB will decrease. And defender monster A, HPA will decrease, and then they have to swap. And just fight until some of them lost all HP. And here more than 0, then a ID, and then else monster B. Now we have to add battles, battle to battles repository, and we'll have to save. And we have to return so we got that function start battle. Now we can really test it here. So let's start with the first one, which is start battle with non-existent monster. We'll use mock repository, new mock battle of monster repository, and let's do battle repo. Battle repository. And we'll return mock battle repo. And now we can create a controller. Here we have to have object, of course. So it now looks good. We have a controller. So the result will be controller and start battle, and let's create a new battle. And then start battles in synchronous, so let's use await and battle. And it's supposed to return the sync not found. And of course this. Let's try to build and try to run this first test, and then will be tests for actual petals, and then the remove test. Okay, so let's try to run this first. Okay. Check it. Okay. Okay. I think I see the problem. It should create some monsters, of course. And let's see now. All right, let's run the test. Still no. Let's check here. Start battle line 44. Let's check that one. Ah, I see. We don't really check if monster A or monster B then we have to return not found. Without this, it should not work. So now, let's build it again and let's run the test. Okay. And let's run test again. Yeah, let's keep working on other tests and then we'll get back to this one. I'm sure the functionality is here, but something might be missing. So let's work on the next. And we'll do similar here, but in here should be the actual battle. So we need also the monster mark monster repo. All right, and the mark monster repo. We cannot return anything because for test we have to create two monsters. So it will have, it will be So in here, monster A has to be winning, so let's make it powerful. And the other guy is not powerful, monster B. So one will return monster A. And 2 will return monster B. And here result should be so let's start this test and see what result this one will give us. Battle repo monster we have. Okay. So let's build and see this test with monster A winning. So it builds and let's run. Is monster A winning? What is wrong here? Again, no. Let's see here. Okay. Monster A, monster B. Okay, 1 second. Repo. We forgot to link it to monster repo. And so let's build again. Let's run this test again. Okay, so monster A winning works. That still didn't work, one of those. Yeah, no monsters found, but we'll get back to it. Let's keep going with this test. So monster A winning, now monster B winning is gonna be similar. And then the rest of them also. But we'll have to change the monsters. And get back to will delete, and the first test that still don't work. So here monster B Vinion, we'll just switch this guys. Okay. And this one should be 1 and 2, of course. And this guy is 2. And this guy is 2, so let's put monster B in here. Yeah, okay. And then the third one is monster A Vinion. When their speed same, monster A has higher attack. So let's fix this one as well. So we'll use this not as powerful monster, but still faster than this guy. It should have maybe like this. Maybe give him 20. Some defense. So they should have same speed, okay? Have same speed. And but better attack. But higher attack. Okay. So we did that. And next one is B Vinion. Their speed same, monster B has higher attack. So we'll just switch the monsters here. And of course, oh god, 2, and of course, okay, the speed same, and attack of the B is better. So we have this test, and this one, let's just copy one of this. Monster A Vinion, their defense same. Monster A has higher speed. Monster A has higher speed than, let's call this guy differently. And it will have some attack, some defense, some HP. But monster A has higher speed. Defense is the same, yes. Okay, and of course we fix this guy. And we still have 2 methods to implement. But let's see if this tests work. And then we'll keep going. Okay, we have 5 out of 8 done. Let's work on delete, and then no monsters. No monster found. So delete should do it successfully, and this one should fail to delete. No battle found. Okay. A new mark repo. before. And of course we're gonna link them. And now we're gonna create controller. And we going to run removing the battle, and we accepting no, not found. And for the successful removal, let's see what we need. We need to actually create a battle, and it has to be OK result. So to actually create the battle, does it have ID? Yeah, it has. So we don't even put monsters. And and find that will be one. Should return the battle. And so now we can actually remove one, and we're supposed to get the result. So let's just build. So in this case we're removing the existing battle, and in that case we're just removing the battle that don't exist. So let's just see. We delete. Delete on success don't work. So we have let's see. So we have two tests don't work. One of them is here. Supposed to be OK result and get no content result for removing I think removing no content is good. So let's just put no content here. That makes sense. In this case, it's not found. So let's do the build. And then if it works, then we have only one test left that don't work and has some issue. We'll look there and see what can be wrong there. So it's build, test. Yeah, we return no content and we expect a different status, which is wrong. So delete both, good. And now only this one don't do what it's supposed to do. There is null. Somewhere is null. Something is missing here. Not too much information here. But let's look. I think something we miss in that test. It's the first one. Battle Reaper. Do we need a monster Reaper? Let's add a monster Reaper. And yeah, Battle Reaper. Is non-existent monster. There's nothing to return because if we create monster, let's check the Battle Reaper. It could be a problem here. If not, I will have to check the monster Reaper. But we don't create the monster. It should supposed to be non-existent. Let's test this way. But maybe the problem is we can do it different way. Yeah, it doesn't run. It has no issue. First of all, let's create this battle. this can be a solution. And other way, we'll create some monsters, but we'll use different monsters in that test. But let's see if this works. If not, we'll try to find another solution. Still null. Still null. But let's check. Let's check the start battle monster array. If they null, that's not found. But we cannot run this. Okay, I see the picture. Okay, so we can do it differently. Let's create some monsters. What's happening here? Monster. And will be new. And just ID will have one name. Yeah, let's create some of them anyway. Or we can just copy them from here. Let's create some monsters here. And mock monster. Return this guy. And of course async. Synchronous. And this guy. User monster y. And we send 1 and 2. So, mark repo. Okay, and also, what's interesting, it doesn't have any linked monsters, which is wrong. Let's try to build. Okay, and run tests. Yep, now all good. All tests are running. All functionality implemented. I'm finishing this assignment.